Good evening. It is 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, February 10th, and I'm calling this regular City Council meeting of the City of Bastrop to order. We are going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. It's going to be led by Joshua Durasic and Ivani. And Ivani Monroy Campos. They're students from Creekside Middle School. And so everyone stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. Colin, are you going to? Here you go. So everyone remain standing for just a moment.
Students, communications is going to be
take a picture.
Parents, if you want to do a picture. All right, thank you.
Let's give them a round of applause. Now, Pastor Doug Deshay is going to come up and give our invocation.
Let us pray. Lord our God, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. Amen. We thank you as we come here, gather together for the betterment of this community. We ask that you will guide us, give us the wisdom and the guidance that only comes from you, God. We ask that you will bless our mayor, our city council members, and the staff, that you will give them discernment to be able to see the things that are wrong and those things that are right, that they will be able to make the right decision for this community. We ask that you would just guide them in every way that brings glory and honor to your name. We thank you for the service that they have committed to. I pray that you will continue to enlarge this territory, that we as a community may be able to come together in peace and unity, and that we will be stable in all that we do, God, but it will bring glory and honor to your name. And so, Lord, I pray that you will give them, that they will act in justice and integrity in all that they do, that you will be glorified and honored. In Jesus' great name, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Everyone be seated. So many of you, if not most of you, know that I am the mayor pro tem. Pro tem basically just means that I am the backup mayor. And today we had need of a backup mayor because Mayor Harris is fulfilling a family responsibility, an honorable one. And so he asked me to step in and ride this bicycle, which turns out I've done it before and I remember how. So we're going to start off with council members' reports. We'll start off with the mayor's report. And Mayor Harris actually did send me something to share with all of you. And he said, the Bastrop boys basketball team made the playoffs. They're playoff bound for the first time in 15 years. And so congratulations. And so now I'm going to pass it on to my far left, Councilperson Foster. Yeah, you know, sometimes we have... Try it now. There we go.
Yes, awesome.
Reset.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
I saw online today that we have a few spots on our boards and commissions that are posted, so I'm going to go through those quickly so you can, if you're interested, apply. Do you have to be 18 to apply? I wonder. So maybe not quite yet, but soon you can apply. We've got one spot on the Fairview Cemetery Board, one spot on the Library Board, 2 spots on the Planning and Zoning Commission, 4 on the Zoning Board of Adjustments, and then 1 on the Construction Board Standards. So if you're interested in applying for any of those boards and commissions, we've got the applications online at the City of Bastrop website. I wanted to say thank you to the people who came and danced at Sister Moses. It was a dance performance this last weekend. And they came and gave 4 performances in Bastrop, and what I didn't realize until I attended is that they have been dancing this all over the United States for over 33 years. And so they travel around, and it was the original choreographer and some of the original dancers have been dancing with that group that long. So it was very special to host them here, and I'm really glad I got to attend. Let's see. Also wanted to say that Don Buckingham, our Texas General Land Commissioner, was here in Bastrop last week. They were, General Land Office was awarding grants for different mitigation projects across Texas, and Bastrop was awarded one for our riverbank stabilization project, and other communities as well were awarded, and they came to Bastrop to receive their big old checks. So super fun. Dawn is a great land commissioner. She's excellent, and I love that she really gets out in the community to see the work that their office funds. And lastly, I wanted to say that 2 more things. Sorry. Our next council meeting, we're having a joint workshop with the Parks and Recreation Board beforehand. I think it starts at 5:30 for that joint part, and then we'll slip into regular session at 6:30 p.m. And then lastly, I got a note from CASA today, the court-appointed special advocates. They are celebrating Random Acts of Kindness next week, which is February 15th through 21st. They're celebrating by hosting something all week called Clean Up with CASA. So they're asking everyone to pick a park near you, near your neighborhood, to help clean it up for the kids who play there. And also snap a pic and tag CASA of Bastrop, and they would appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming. That's all.
Councilperson Plunkett.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody that after Valentine's, we go straight into Mardi Gras. And so I'm sure Michaela will be updating everybody on all the fun festivities that are going on downtown. And just a lot of the downtown businesses are participating in that, and like to see everybody down there. And it'll be just in time to see the brand new Water Street that is going to be open. I just wanted to thank Lance and our contractor that are, 2 days looks like they're going to have it, moved on to the next block, and that's great. For somebody who is affected by disruptions like that, to get that amount of work done in a couple of days is very impressive to me. So thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to Mayor Pro Tem Kirkland. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. So I want to say thank you to our Discover Bastrop team. They put on our FAME event, which is a First Friday Art Walk Plus. It starts on Thursday, runs through the weekend, and we had our first one this last weekend. I did a great job. Just wanted to give you all a shout out. Thank you for that. Okay, we'll now move on to Councilperson Meyer.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Yes, FAME was amazing. First Friday, A, arts, M, music, E, entertainment, FAME. And it was wonderful. It was the first one, and there's so many more to come. So next month, it'll be Women's Month to recognize women. So they're going to have that, of course, on the first Friday, and more great things to come. And that'll be on Pine Street too. So there were so many people. The weather was great. So thanks to all the vendors, and especially thanks to Discover Bastrop Group. for that. That was so much fun Friday. Then Saturday, of course, we did have the Sister Moses dance performance, The Life of Harriet Tubman. And it was so cool because we had students from Bastrop High School and the elementary schools dancing in the performances. And they were fantastic. So it was wonderful not only to have these professional dancers, but our own homegrown talent too. And it was so special. So thanks to the Kerr Center for sponsoring that. And then we had the Bastrop Food Pantry Empty Bowl fundraiser on Saturday also. It was the 21st annual. So the mayor and I sat at a table, and another couple came over and joined us, and they were from Cedar Park, and they've been coming to Bastrop for 15 years just to come to the Empty Bowl project, the fundraiser. So we got to know them, and they just couldn't talk more wonderful things about our town. And they came all the way from Cedar Park. So after that was over, we said, well, we're going to go downtown, walk around. They said, well, we're going to go downtown and walk around with y'all. So then we all went downtown, and they visited the places, and they were just in love with Bastrop. So I just want to tell you, we all know how special Bastrop is, but everybody else out there knows how special Bastrop is too. That's why everybody wants to be in Bastrop. So we love Bastrop, and let's protect and preserve the Bastrop that we all know and love. Thanks.
Amen. Councilperson Lowe.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everybody's doing okay. Just want to briefly get on the report here today. I enjoyed some alligator. We visited a few friends downtown for businesses as they kicked off Mardi Gras, so we had a good time there. So that was awesome fun. It was at Old Town, so it was great over there. I got to put my DJ hat on and provided music for the inaugural Fame. We talked about that. Fame has been getting a lot of love today. That was a great job. Michaela and Michelle did a great job with that, and hats off to you on that. So that was brought to us by the Bastrop Cultural Arts Committee, and that's basically an arm of Discover Bastrop. So that was awesome. I participated in the community choir for the Sister Moses, the Life of Harriet Tubman. I was one of the performers on stage, and it was brought back by the Kerr Center, so that was awesome. We thank Doc Jackson and the committee members for bringing that back to the community. It was really awesome. I'm continuing to work on the South End District, so we're looking to share some updates soon. We're getting some more information. I have been inundating people with historical stuff and programs I want to do and all this kind of stuff, so I have to whittle that down. So I'm bending Sylvia's ear, and she's like, yo, man, that's too much, dude. You can't do that. So chill, So we're continuing to do that. Also, too, I continue to urge you and plea here from the dais to get involved in boards and commissions. Councilmember Fossler outlined the positions that are available, so we look forward to having the community participate in that. With that, I do a community series on my Facebook page. We talk about city government. We try to make it real simple for you and break it down. I'm a neophyte up here, so I'm learning, and I'd like you to learn with me on that. So for this month, we're going to be looking at boards, planning, and growth decisions. So if you'll join me over at my Facebook page, we'll keep you up to date. All things city, closures, everything you need to know, public notices, not looking at the posters on the street, none of that stuff. So we keep you up to date with that. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on one of the boards and commissions.
Thank you, Councilperson Lowe. So it's audience participation time. Everyone wave at our city attorney, Charlie Zeck, on the end. Say hi, Charlie. And then we've got Michael Muscarello, our city secretary. Everybody wave at him. And then we make our way around to our city manager, Sylvia Carrillo.
So you guys did all the fun stuff. Let's tell the audience about the work that really gets done.
Moving on,
So we'll start with water. So we did our final walkthrough for the water treatment plant for packages 6, 7, 8, and 9. 6 and 9 were approved. 7 and 8 still have some minor issues. They may have been completed today. So we're getting close to the finish line on that one. Wastewater plant rehab number 1, the sandblasting's going a little bit slower, but again, the amount of money that we saved on that, I'd rather take slow than expensive any particular day. We are getting ready to start the pipe bursting on Highway 71, and then pipe bursting will move on to Water Street and the other associated streets once they get done with that and we get those other plans approved. Moving on to electric, we have been pursuing the net metering. Encode has given us a price of a little shy of $6,000, and then plus some staff training, so we may be under the $10,000 mark. There is a change on how cities are doing their ordinances, so we're going to get help and bring some draft ordinances on how we can share that cost. It's not necessarily 100% cost recapture. We are still working on that 4th feeder. We are at about 95% design. Mercedes is also at 90% design. We have an opinion of probable cost of about $1.2 million to get that extension over. And so we're trying to move as frantically as we could. That is outside of the trees that are going to need to be trimmed and perhaps removed to get that feeder through. And that may take a little bit of time because it is in the Houston toad habitat areas. And then we are also going through the downtown expansion. As many of you know, there are some sites in the downtown we can't expand restaurants and things to because there is not adequate electricity. So that's also going through McCord Engineering, and we're working on an opinion of probable cost for that. Phase 1 to the parks, those are the dates that substantial completion is expected. So you see very, very, very quickly, we've got Fireman's on April the 3rd, Mayfest on April the 13th, in time for the cycling MS 150. Delgado at 5:11 and Fisherman's at 5:19. That is only phase 1. I'm going to keep telling everybody there's only phase 1. That's the parks and the shade structures. Phase 2 is the restrooms at Delgado and Fisherman's, parking lot expansions and repair at Delgado and Fisherman's, shade covers at Fireman's and LCRA, and then the shade canopy over the rodeo arena and the additional bleachers are what we're considering phase 2 for parks. And so that'll take us through the rest of this year to get those programs done and open by the fall, is my hope. Streets, water from Gutierrez to Chestnut is underway. I missed a bullet point on here as it relates to this coming Thursday, I believe. Please avoid the Burleson area at all costs. Wednesday, Thursday timeframe. They're going to be redoing the light timing and some striping there, and it is going to be a traffic cluster. So I'm begging folks to stay away from that intersection. We are working on the PCI index and incorporating that into GIS. Wonderful technology now that used to cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars now is an $8,000 piece of software and a smartphone mounted to a car. It's so crazy. AI does the work for you. And so then Blakey, which is the one that everybody's looking forward to. I sent you a memo and I sent you some videos on how those traffic patterns would look. Traffic patterns 1 and 4 are really the only ones who improve any sort of grade at the intersections. Some of those end up with E and F grades. We exacerbate some of the issues, but 1 and 4 are also the most expensive. It still comes in under the $9 million expected, but this amount also does not include some right-of-way acquisition if we're going to have to take it between the path between some of the businesses. So we still need to meet with the property owners, we still need to meet with the business owners, and then also the neighborhood, Riverside Grove, just to let folks know what's going on before council makes a final decision. And then our meetings with BISD have been positive. This one of the routes takes some through Bastrop ISD toward the back end between the businesses. So we've been working on how do we keep that safe for the students with the sidewalks and that circulation. Keeping buses, cars, and kids separate is a challenge in that tight area. Feasibility studies, golf due 220, hotel due 220. The hospital is delayed a bit. There was some confusion as to when they were getting started. Was the contract signed? Was not the contract signed? So we have about 45 days from today to get that in. We have preliminary information. Our 35-mile radius from Bastrop Center has a potential population service of 1.6 million people. It's ridiculous. We're working toward the German casino, which is a hot fund priority, and then a downtown parking structure. We know we have a need. We need a location. We need to make some site determinations and then move forward with the tax increment reinvestment zone or some other financing mechanism on how to make that happen. Finance continues work on the audit, year-end close. Our transparency portal is almost up. We're doing some final testing. I want Colin to bring that up here in just a second. Let's see if. And so there's our budget book. So if you see over to the left-hand side, you see something called a check register. You see our expense report. So the public has the ability to drill down into some pretty specific detail on what was paid, what almost give you the images of a check, except we do everything by wire transfer these days. There aren't really any check images to load up there. Okay, Colin, take us back. So this is part one, and then we continue to work with Hunters Crossing, the Public Improvement District. Had a good meeting about the assets that'll be transferred over, including the fields and the pool. We've got some final things to have signature-wise for those areas, including a potential removal of some deed restrictions on the upper 37 acres. And then we also need to have an HOA meeting. Plan to attend that as a council to explain why and what we're doing, and our intentions are not to prevent, but rather open up and improve. And then we continue to work with the interested property owner at Pecan Park regarding the erosion. Doc is setting a meeting with the property owner and the engineer. And then at some point in the future, we also need to have an HOA meeting with the folks there to determine what's going on, what part the city plays, and what part we do not play. And then I have a management dashboard that's almost ready to launch. Colin, will you click that one? So this is a dashboard that's going to be available to the council as well. It tells us how many permits are in progress, how many are behind, what our work orders are for repairs and valves. It tells us where we are with our financial. It gives you an at a glance of where you are today. And so you can keep me honest and go click on and ask me how come the valve wasn't installed at Water and Main, or some random thought you may have in the middle of the night, because that's what goes through my brain. Okay, Colin, go back. What? I'm sorry?
It's calling me Sylvia.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's, I'll tell you, that dashboard really had staff's eyes sort of bunking out. We have all of the information. This is a local person actually approached us. It's relatively new blockchain technology. Don't ask me because I can't define it. I don't even know what it is. I sat through the first 30 minutes and said, what's in it for us? I have no idea what you're talking about. And he showed me the dashboard, and I said, that's what you need to sell first, not blockchain technology, because most people don't understand what you're saying. And then I'll let Michaela come up and talk about the fun stuff now that the work's gotten through.
Yes, hello, Council. Thank you for all of your acknowledgement to the FAME events. Michelle, our cultural arts coordinator, took that and ran with it, and we're excited to see those continue to grow. Next month is Women's Month, so if there's any women-owned businesses out there, women artists, we really want to highlight all things women for next month. So
I know
lots of
some
fun
women.
stuff. You know a couple?
I know a few women.
Okay, well, send them our way.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so what I want to talk to you guys about real quick is our Locks of Love event. So as we know, the bridge is under renovations, and historically there were locks attached to said bridge. We did not get rid of those locks. However, we did have to remove them to start making all the updates to the bridge. We have all those locks in safekeeping, and so we've had some people approach about wanting their locks back. So what we're going to do is just have a small little Locks of Love event at the Convention Center next Sunday, February 15th from 12 to 3. You can come through, you can come pick up your lock if you would like to. Tell us your story, tell us how it was your 16-year-old love life and whatever else it may be. There'll be some of us staff there to hear those stories. However, if you don't want to come pick up your lock, that is totally fine. We are not getting rid of them. We will be placing these on an art installation closer to the completion of the bridge. It won't be on the bridge because of structural purposes. We don't need that extra weight on the bridge. But what we'll do is we'll be moving all of these locks that we've preserved from the bridge and putting them in a new art installation. And this art installation will be kind of a two-part where these old locks will be kind of encapsulated inside. And the idea is that it's also a structure for people to put new locks as we go. So again, don't freak out that we're getting rid of the locks. We are not. This is just your opportunity to come get them if you would like them. But we also plan to preserve them and put them back, not on the bridge, but right beside the bridge. So
Michaela, mechanically, what is someone going to do if they come for this? Are they going to be sorting through boxes? Is it on
No,
a wall?
good question.
Is it on a table?
Good question. They will be all spread out on a table in the lobby of the convention center. So they'll be on display. I will say, even if you want to come by and check out some of the locks, there's some really cool old historic locks on there too. So take a peruse in. They'll be all spread out. We don't really want you touching them just because some of them are rusted and all of that. So if they're your locks, take them. But then in the event that you can't make it on Sunday to the event itself, we're going to migrate all of the locks to the library and they'll be on display in that back room. So you can go there and you can take a peruse through there and check them out. And in the event that you want to grab your lock, then you'll just let one of the library staff members know and they'll go grab it for you. So that'll run for the week after the event. And so, yeah, so after that conclusion, then everything that's left we'll put on the art installation. Okay. And then, yeah, we mentioned Fat Tuesday. I wasn't going to bombard y'all with more information tonight, but thought I'd recap since Mr. Plunkett here brought it up for us. Fat Tuesday is the 17th, so next Tuesday, we're a week away. As y'all know, we had to cancel Mardi Gras for weather purposes, but we did take a couple of those Mardi Gras elements. Something that's been running, if you guys haven't seen it already, is our Taste and Tour punch card. A lot of our restaurants had Mardi Gras specials planned, and we didn't want to see that go to waste. So if you've been around downtown, chances are you may be seeing the punch card or the restaurants have asked you about it. Basically, just encouraging people to get around and try all the Mardi Gras specials and get entered in for a couple chances to win some gift cards. So encourage that. And then a couple other things for Fat Tuesday, just while I'm here, is we also will have our beads and bling crawl going on that day. It's think Willy Wonka, you're looking for the golden ticket, but you're looking for golden beads. So any purchases made in a retail business that day, you might get lucky and get some golden beads. Kids activities that day, we've got the chicken chase going on. We've got some bounce houses that'll be there. The Parks and Rec department is going to host a mass decorating tent, so you can check that out. Bring the kiddos downtown. The umbrella parade will officially start at 7 p.m. Judging will take place from 6 to 7 on the courthouse lawn. Then we'll make the loop on the parade, come back to the courthouse. So come on down. If your umbrellas aren't decorated, get them all decorated and show up that night. And then lastly, two other things, the masks on Main. Those were really popular this year. We had 30 masks completed this year. And shout out to Urban Beauty for winning first place, the Opera House winning second place, and then the museum taking third place. So those were all online, but we're going to have a lot of those masks on display the night of Fat Tuesday. And then last but not least is our gumbo cook-off will be taking place from 5 to 8. The Juneteenth committee runs that, so make sure and grab your tasting tickets and get out there and try all the gumbo. So I'm out of breath, so I'm done now. Do you have any questions? Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Councilperson Foster, do you have a question?
I do have a question of the city manager. Could you please define for us, tell us a little bit about net metering?
So essentially, folks who have solar right now, their excess energy is gone. And under net metering, you'd be able to sell it back to the grid, which means you would have a rebate of some sort of that energy savings. And we need to figure that out in the ordinance. Obviously can't be 100% because we purchase our power from LCRA and so on and so forth. We purchase our power from other providers and then resell it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Do you have an update on the Bastrop Day of Giving?
I do not. We still need to do it.
It was the one thing on the agenda.
It was the one thing on the agenda. You're right. You're right.
Any motions on that thing? Because we can talk about it. Okay, so we're going to move on. Work sessions and briefings, there are none. Staff and board reports, there are none. Citizen comments. Do we have any citizen comments? No citizen comments. Oh, sorry, I skipped a proclamation. Oh, you did. I did. My apologies. So we will reverse back to item 4D, the proclamation for Black History Month. So I have this here in front of me, right here. And I'm going to read this. Making proclamations is one of the roles of our mayor, and he has made this one. And they're usually made to honor a event or a person or something special, and Black History Month is special and worth remembering, and so he has prepared this, and I'm going to read it. Whereas the origins of Black History Month can be traced to the scholar Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who founded the Association for the Study of African American Life and History in 1915, recognizing that African Americans have played a central role in shaping our nation's history. Yet for far too long, their contributions were overlooked or minimized, and the injustices they endured ignored. And whereas in 1926, Dr. Woodson, known as the father of Black history, established a yearly celebration, originally called Negro History Week, to correct these omissions and ensure the accurate teaching of history, a movement that was officially recognized as Black History Month by presidential designation in 1976. And whereas the 2026 Black History Month theme, A Century of Black History Commemorations, honors the 100-year legacy of organized effort to preserve, celebrate, and elevate Black history, culture, and achievements, while inspiring future generations to continue this important work. And whereas African Americans have served with courage and distinction in every American conflict, from the Revolutionary War to the present day, and during World War II alone, more than 2.5 million Black men registered for the draft and served despite discrimination and segregation, contributing to every branch of the armed forces. And whereas Black service members demonstrated extraordinary valor, including the members of the segregated 92nd Infantry Division and the legendary Tuskegee Airmen, whose bravery and excellence earned them numerous honors and helped challenge discriminatory practices within the military. And whereas World War II marked a turning point in race relations within the armed forces, leading to President Harry S. Truman's 1948 order to desegregate the military and ensure equality of treatment and opportunity, regardless of race, color, religion, or national origin. And whereas African Americans have made lasting contributions in every field, including education, science, government, medicine, business, arts, sports, and civil rights, shaping the cultural, social, and economic fabric of our nation and communities. Now, therefore, our mayor does hereby proclaim the month of February 2026 as Black History Month in the City of Bastrop, and along with the members of the City Council, encourage all residents, businesses, schools, churches, and visitors to join in celebrating Black History Month through educational programs, cultural events, and activities that honor the legacy, achievements, and contributions of African Americans. And the mayor has applied the seal, and he will sign this, and we'll make it official, and that's it. Thank you. So that was item 4D. We had no one signed up for citizen comments on item 7, so we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Council, we have been asked to remove item 8F, Foxtrot, from the consent agenda. Is there anything else that we need to remove from the consent agenda?
Could you please remove 8C and D?
8C, 8D. Okay, anything else? Okay, then a motion to approve C, D, except for C, D, and F.
Move to approve all the remaining items on the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilperson Pluck and a second from Councilperson Meyer. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no, or nay, or raspberry, or whatever is appropriate there. So the motion carries unanimously for our consent agenda. We're going to go back now to (8C). Consider an act on resolution number 2026-24 of the City Council of the City of Bastrop is approving a funding agreement between the Bastrop Economic Development Corporation and the City of Bastrop for purchase of 804 Water Street, authorizing the city manager to execute all necessary documents, repealing all conflicts and resolutions in conflict, and establishing an effective date. And I'll go ahead and read the next one, since they're tied together at the hip. Item 8D, consider and act on the first reading of resolution number 2026-23 of the City Council of the City of Bastrop, Texas, approving an expenditure by the Bastrop Economic Development Corporation of $525,000 for the purchase of real property, authorizing the city manager to execute all necessary documents, repealing all resolutions of conflict, establishing an effective date, and move to include on the February 24th, 2026 City Council consent agenda for a second reading. So, Madam City Manager, how would you like to?
I'll just wait for Councilmember Foster's questions. I wasn't aware she had any.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Yes, I just wanted to pull them since it's the first time it's been talked about in public. Well, I was talked about at BEDC last night, but the microphone was kind of not hard to
Off.
hear. Yeah, off is one way to say
Actually,
that.
Councilmember Foster, it's the third meeting. It's been discussed twice at BEDC, including last night and now this one.
For people who don't listen to the EDCs, could you talk a little bit about 804 Water Street? I have no issue with it. I just, it's a substantial purchase, and I would just like the community to have a little bit of context, please.
So in the downtown area, we are struggling with parking. We struggle with parking significantly on not just for event days, but for almost every day, whether it's a Sunday at church, whether it's a holiday. And so the property was listed for sale. We thought it was an opportunity to, number one, get some more parking, and two, as we begin to investigate a parking structure, if there's a potential to acquire this and other lots, this would be a fine place for that. If not, it is still a potential for parking and or some other retail that as the purchase agreement is described.
Thanks for explaining it. Motion to approve.
Are you making that motion for both?
I was just going to do it for one at a time, 8C.
Fair enough.
Right.
Motion to approve on item 8C. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Councilperson Plunkett. Any other discussion, Council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion for 8D then.
Motion to approve 8D.
Second.
A motion from Councilperson Foster, a second from Councilperson Lowe. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Nay. Okay, so the motion passes unanimously. We're going to move on to item 8, Foxtrot. So who is our Scoutmaster here? Come on up here for a second. If you've got more than one, that you guys can share. We have a contingent of Scouts in the audience with us today. So I'd like for you guys to go up to the microphone and introduce yourselves. And so tell us your name and what city you're from, and each of your kids that speak are going to do the same thing, name and city.
All right.
And just tell us why you're here.
Kevin Gaines, Scoutmaster for 1423, one of the boy troops here in Bastrop. We meet at the Highway 71 RV park down the road. I'm from all over Texas, but currently live out Highway 21, that direction there.
Andy Pulaski, Scoutmaster for 98, which is the girl troop that we are intermixed with in Cedar Creek. And I'm out of the Bastrop area also.
Okay, well, welcome. And so tell us what your teams are doing with us today.
We are working on citizenship in the community merit badge and the communication merit badge. So as you progress through Scouts, there are certain badges you can earn. And so citizenship in the community includes visiting some sort of city council, school board, that sort of meeting, just to see and understand how it process works. Communication is how you might discuss the different topics and looking at the different sides and how the information is presented. And so those are the two badges we're here for tonight.
Okay, excellent. And so I understand that you're going to have Scouts come up and ask questions of our police chief. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Could be exciting knowing our Scouts.
Some of them have some questions.
Some of them have
Some
some
of them.
questions. Okay.
Mayor Pro
Well,
Tem, let's let the police chief walk through her item and then.
no, certainly.
that's gonna
Yeah,
get-
I need to read it, and we'll introduce the item. Thank you very much for introducing everything. So this is item 8F. Consider action to approve resolution number 2026-26 of the City Council of the City of Bastrop, Texas, that approves the City of Bastrop Department to apply for a grant from the Department of Justice, or JAG, for $20,000 and 0 cents for a mental health and wellness continuous training program that includes workshops, quarterly training, and retirement readiness with no matching funds from the City of Bastrop, authorizing the Chief of Police as the grantee's authorized official. Madam Police Chief.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. I am happy to answer any questions. Essentially, just to give you a quick rundown of this program, we are asking for the ability to apply for a grant with the Department of Justice. What this would do would bring in a company out of Dallas that hires doctors, nutritionists, things of that nature. And the primary purpose of this grant is to focus on wellness for officers and employees of the police department.
For this grant, what's the likelihood of it being issued?
With any luck, 100%. I really don't know. It's in the early stages. We're basically just seeking permission to apply for the grant first.
Got it. Okay, so honestly, if you had said it's a gimme and everyone that applies gets approved, that wouldn't have surprised me. So that's not the case?
It's not the case.
Okay, got it. Fair enough. Council, any other questions? Okay, Scouts, I understand one or more of you have some questions. And so if you would please line up here at the microphone. So if you also want to speak, just come up and stand behind him. Come right now. Yeah. No, I mean, we'll get to you second, but I just want to make it easier for a couple of others if they wish to just stand up there with you. There we go. We got 3 in line. That works. Okay, so anybody else, you still got a moment, you can join them as well. So what I'd like for you to do is walk up to the microphone, tell us your name and what city that you're from, and then you can ask our police chief a question, you can ask us questions, you can ask our city attorney a question. He's pretty smart, even though he doesn't say anything. And go ahead.
Bo Henry Reynolds, Bastrop, Texas. I'm just wondering, why would we need this?
Okay. So she's going to now speak in. So we speak into the microphone so that people that are listening online or from home, streaming over the internet, so that they can hear us. If we turn these microphones off, we can still hear each other and have a meeting, but no one else can hear it. So she's going to walk back up to the microphone and speak.
So the short version of why we would need this is essentially we are asking for the federal government to provide us the money rather than the police department asking for the money from the citizens of Bastrop. Any other questions?
So one of the key things on this particular grant is the phrase "no matching funds." It's very common for grants to come, and it would be like a $4 million grant, which sounds amazing. Not this one, but maybe a different one. But then the city would have to produce $1 million in matching funds. So that means that we have to pay $1 million to get $4 million, which is still a good trade, but that means we have to come up with $1 million. So that makes it a big deal. But in this case, there's no matching funds required. That's a very special kind of grant. Okay, thank you.
What is the
Hold on. This is official. Like we have to keep public records here. So your name and the city that you're from, please.
Nate Pulaski and Bastrop.
Perfect.
What would be the requirement for this where you would need it? Why are you coming up here and asking for it?
So I'll give you the short version again. Essentially, the officers typically, just due to the nature of their job, a lot of times officers struggle with their family life. Sometimes they just struggle in general with some of the items that they see when they're working in our line of work. And so this would be more of a wellness where they can come in, they can seek some kind of counseling if they need to, and it's optional, they don't have to take it. Some of it is just nutrition. You know, when you spend 14 hours a day driving around in the car, sometimes you get that stigma, which is not always a stigma, that we eat donuts all the time. And so some of these people would come in and just say, hey, rather than eating donuts, you guys could do prepackaged meals, and that you should eat healthier, and this is what you need to do to kind of lose some weight, even though you're working 14-hour days, and sometimes some days turn into 18 hours. So there's just a variety of positive benefits for our department and for our officers.
What would be the reason you would need so much money to do that?
So in this particular case, the company would charge us $20,000. So what we did is go out and look at a whole bunch of companies to see how much it would be. And then typically what we do is we try to balance, we always try to go with the lowest cost that we can find, but we also want to make sure that it's quality. So in this case, $20,000 was how much the company would charge us for their services.
So let me answer the question from a slightly different angle. So in our form of government in the city of Bastrop, the people have voted and created a document called the Charter. And that charter determines, like a constitution, how our city is run. And that charter states that this body of elected officials holds all power of the city contained within our ability to vote on things. So our police department does not have the authority to go and ask for this grant money without coming to us first and asking for permission. And so one of your questions was, why are you asking for this? Well, one of the answers to that question is because they have to seek permission from this body in order to get permission to go and ask for it.
Emma Smith, I'm from Bastrop.
Hello, Emma.
So what type of wellness training and stuff would be added to this? What is being asked for?
So it's a variety of things. It's everything from nutrition to making sure that your physical health is good, to making sure that mental health is good. They also provide guidance on retirement, how you can financially plan, and just anything that can kind of provide a positive impact, not only to the officers, but it actually rolls over to their family members as well.
Emma? So tell us what your badges are. Well, is it a patrol leader on the side? I can't quite read it. There we go.
It's a patrol leader patch. But we have the emblem for our troop.
Is that a frog with a cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. No, just making sure I understand. Yes.
We also have the numbers right here.
Troop number?
98.
Yes.
And then we have the council patch.
Yeah.
As well as just the Boy Scouts of America thing right here, as well as over here.
Cool. I was a scout myself, and so when I saw that thing on the side, I could see the word leader, but I couldn't read the first word, both distance and the fact it wasn't facing me, and so I was like, I bet you that says patrol leader. Thank you very much. Mr. Scoutmaster. Oh, Mr. Plunkett, go ahead. Councilperson Plunkett.
Yeah, I just wanted to help with the last couple of questions. I don't know if y'all have given it a lot of thought, but police officers very often see people on their worst day, at their worst. They see a lot of things that really people shouldn't see. People, shouldn't have to experience. But one of the things that the police officers do is, to protect the citizenry, is they stand between those bad things and us. And so sometimes when you see things, sometimes it's children, sometimes it's, it's people being horribly mistreated. And that's hard to process. And if we had police officers that weren't bothered by stuff like that, I would be worried. Mm-hmm. And that's what this is for. I think that's a pretty good explanation.
Okay, Mr. Scoutmaster.
Kevin Gaines, technically my address says Page, Texas, but I consider Bastrop. Is that fair?
That's fair.
All right. I was curious, do we currently have a program in place already that does this for our officers? And secondly, is 20,000 enough? And the short version is good too.
I'll definitely give you the short version. So we do have some measures in place for this. It's just not in a totality from one company. But for example, if we have a tragic accident or something extreme of an extreme nature happen, and it is significant, we normally seek services of counseling, some type of counseling. Usually we bring in the people that are also affected from the community. So let's say it's a car crash and something happens. The people that were involved that are outside of our department, we also bring them in and then solicit some kind of counseling. So that way, if we need to elevate it, we can elevate it. If we're just good about expressing kind of what happened and talking about it, we can do that. So we do have something in place, but it's not quite as all-encompassing as this one. And then the second part of your question was, I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh, is the 20,000 enough? I would definitely say no. But when you're applying for a grant, we're also competing with a whole bunch of other agencies. And so if I went out there and put, I need $200,000 for this, they're basically going to turn me down right off the bat. So we'll take what we can get.
I'm Abby from Bastrop, Texas, or technically Page. My question is, will this affect the citizens of Bastrop by any way?
I think actually it's a very good question. I think if it affects the citizens of Bastrop, it would not be financially. I think it would just essentially provide the officers an opportunity to kind of pass along some of that positivity. So if we have an incident happen and it's not addressed, they carry it over sometimes, or people have a tendency to carry it over to their next call. So you can go from taking a call where somebody's plant was stolen to something that's extremely, in less than 20 seconds, you have irate people that are fighting, and then, we bounce around to a lot of different calls. If they are positive to begin with and healthy, then it kind of transitions over to how they treat the members of the community as well. So I think it would definitely be beneficial for the citizens. Any other questions?
Councilperson Meyer.
Not really a question, Chief. I just want to thank you and all of the officers and all of the people who are in between us and crime and harsh things happening. I don't think we do understand. How could we? We don't experience what y'all do. So it's really good for all of us to stop and think and really appreciate all y'all do for us. So thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Anything else?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve from Councilperson Plunkett, a second from Councilperson Fossler. Any other discussion, council? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay. That was cool. That sound means it's time to stand up and tell us the Scout law. Come on, let's do it. All right.
Hello. Would you like me to say my name or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, name's Oliver. I know my name. So, I'm gonna be saying the Scout law. Everybody please raise this Scout sign and repeat and follow me in saying the Scout law. On my honor, a Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2.
All right. Good job. So from being a Scout 40 years ago, I still remembered that, and I said it with you. I'll tell you the 3 things that I took away from Scouting was how to build fires, how to tie knots. I still can whip out knots that are useful in weekend activities here and there. And the last one, which is really important, is leadership. And so thank you to all of you, the adults especially, for spending your time in this way, and the kids, thank you for coming to see us today. Okay, so that finally concludes our consent agenda. And we're going to move on to our items for individual consideration. And so we are going to take up item 9A to consider and act on the second reading of ordinance number 2026-03, authorizing the appointment of Carly Power as Associate Municipal Judge of the City of Bastrop Municipal Court for a 2-year term effective February 10th, 2026.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, I wanted to introduce some of our staff with Municipal Court first, and then introduce the judge, and then we'll go to item B, and you can read that one in a second. First, I'd like to introduce our court administrator, this is Sarah Freiberg. And then our Municipal Court judge is Judge McClimb.
Right there?
She's back here in the back. And then Judge McClimb, do you want to introduce Ms. Powers?
This is Judge Power's baby. This is Ruby Power, and I have the pleasure of getting to hold her. But Carly Power is our new associate judge, hopefully, after the ordinance is passed. And this is her husband, Jeff Van Olden, sitting next to her. And we're very lucky to have her as a new addition to the court.
Welcome.
All right, if you want to do the vote, and we'll move to B.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve from Councilperson Plunkett, a second from Councilperson Meyer. Any discussion, Council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, the motion carries. We have now employed a associate municipal judge of the City of Bastrop. Woo-hoo! I almost said, no, about that speeding ticket. No, I'm just... So we are now going to move on to Section B, the swearing oath of office of incoming Associate Judge Carly Power by the Honorable Chris Dugan, State District Judge, District 423.
Bring Judge Dugan up and Power.
Before we do the swearing in, I was a Scout too, and one of the favorite parts of my mother's year was when my brothers and I were shipped out to the Scout camp out here in Bastrop. So she had no boys for a full week. She loved it, number one. Number two, I appreciate y'all approving that 804 water. I think I owe the citizens an apology because every time we do a jury trial, that's usually about 150 citizens parking right around the courthouse. The courthouse is 804 Pecan, and that's 804. So I apologize for the jury on Mondays, but it's not all my fault. It's also when the commissioners court meets, so, it can't be. Let's do the fun thing. Let's swear in the new associate judge. All right, you have 2 oaths. Where do we need to stand? Where's the paparazzi?
You want to go in the center? Want to stand on the side each other's? Here comes the paparazzi.
With the podium in the middle, or?
No.
Good. All right. We're going to do the oath of office first and then the statement of appointed officer. So if you'll please raise your right hand. Do we need to turn this way? And repeat after me. I, Carly Power,
I, Carly Power,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Associate Municipal Judge,
of Associate Municipal Judge,
Bastrop Municipal Court
Bastrop Municipal Court
of the City of Bastrop
of the City of Bastrop
of the State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will to the best
and will to the best
of my ability
of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You bet. All right. I need one more oath. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Carly Power,
I, Carly Power,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I have not directly
that I have not directly
or indirectly
or indirectly
paid, offered, promised to pay,
paid, offered, or promised to pay,
contributed, or promised to contribute
contributed, or promised to contribute
any money or thing
any money or thing
of value,
of value,
or promised any public office
or promised any public office
or employment
or employment
for the giving
for the giving
or withholding of a vote
or withholding of a vote
at the election
at the election
at which I was elected.
of which I was elected
She wasn't elected. Or
We
as a
elected her.
reward. Or as a reward
or as a reward
to secure my appointment
to secure my appointment
or confirmation,
or confirmation,
whichever the case may be.
whichever the case may be,
So help me God.
so help me God.
There it is, my appointment. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
This means a lot. Thank you.
All right, we need signatures. It's the 10th. I know for a fact the happiest person in the room is the municipal judge. That is
Yes.
some help.
So for the Scouts, I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on. So the City of Bastrop has a court, and that court's responsibility is enforcing city laws and also truancy cases, which means children who miss school may have to go before our judge. Now, our head judge is Judge McClyman, and for a very long time, she was our only judge. And so we are now bringing in some additional help for Judge McClyman. There are a lot of children not attending school like they should, and so she's got a whip that she cracks. No, I've sat in her courtroom to to observe. She is fair and has a lot of grace. But if you abuse said grace, I've seen it also get firmer with subsequent visits. And so this is the act of swearing in a judge to help out in our city court. Now, this gentleman here, he is an elected judge, and he is over District 423. And the district court judge takes on, he's basically the first level of the court system in the state courts. And so anything that is a county level offense or a Texas level offense would be heard in his court. It can be criminal, it can be civil, someone suing someone else. And then above him is an appellate court, and above them is either the Texas Criminal Court of Appeals or the Texas Supreme Court, depending upon is it a civil or criminal matter. And so we simply swore in a helper for our judge. She is, I think, just required to be, so I'll say this out loud, an attorney. And you're an attorney, and have you been a judge before or done this in other locations?
No, this is my first.
Okay, so your first time, okay. So she's a judge in training. But I just wanted to give you some context about what we just did. Okay, so we have completed our agenda. So that leaves us with item number 10.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn, a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Thank you. It is 7:33 and we are adjourned.